Former Donald Trump lawyer Tim Parlatore recently, during an interview on CNN, kinda tore into Donald Trump's current legal team, specifically Alina Habba, for doing such a horrible job at his New York fraud trial, to where, as Parlatore puts it, it's almost like they want to get a harsher penalty. Here is what Parlatore had to say. He said, "With Alina Habba handling discovery, that's not something where I think anybody was really at the wheel. Seemed to me to be kind of a combination of building a record for the appeal and putting out things into the media that are helpful to the campaign. There's nothing that I've seen that indicates that they're trying to convince this trial judge to rule in their favor. If anything, it seems like they're trying to convince this trial judge to get so mad that he makes bigger mistakes for the appeal." But again, as per usual, it all comes down to Alina Habba, right? That is the one that Parlatore, who again used to be a Trump lawyer, resigned last May because he's representing somebody that is now cooperating against Donald Trump. But Parlatore says, listen, Alina Habba was in charge of discovery and there was nobody at the wheel. She couldn't handle that kind of responsibility herself. She didn't delegate it to somebody more qualified than her. And of course, she's more than happy to go out in the media, say the stupid things Trump wants her to say, because that's where she's really trying the case. She's not doing it in front of the judge. She's done a horrible job in front of the judge, as Parlatore is pointing out. And not just her, but the other lawyers as well. All they seem to want to do is piss off Judge Arthur Engoron in hopes that his anger will cause him to make a mistake that they can use to get a successful appeal, but the chances of that happening are slim to none. Because even though Engoron has, of course, had moments where he has lost his cool in the courtroom with Trump and his lawyers, he has not appeared, as far as we've seen or as far as any legal experts have pointed out, to have made any mistakes. The one mistake that was made, however, was from Donald Trump. And that mistake was to take Alina Habba, who you had already removed from your legal teams and put her as the legal spokesperson for your super PAC, a job that really she can't screw up, but you put her back on this trial and everything went to hell. Her failure, by the way, in a New York Times lawsuit that Trump had filed back in 2018, this past week, a judge said, hey, Donald, not only did you lose that case, but you now have to pay $400,000 in legal fees for the journalists and for the New York Times itself that you had sued. Alina Habba botched that one. Alina Habba got sanctioned alongside Donald Trump for the frivolous lawsuit that they filed against the DNC and Hillary Clinton. Alina Habba is a loser lawyer. I cannot make that any more clear. And now Trump's former lawyers, who actually still seem to like him, they're pointing out she's a loser lawyer. So how much more money does Donald Trump have to lose before something clicks in his brain where he realizes, hey, I know I like parading around with her. I'd bring her to the UFC fights. I brought her to the Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party, but she just ain't cutting it. She's costing you hundreds of thousands of dollars already. And once we get that ruling from the fraud trial, that number is going to go up into the hundreds of millions of dollars. So is it worth it to have somebody to parade around alongside you when Melania's not there? Or would you rather have a lawyer that knows what the hell they're doing and might actually win you a case or two? Because that person is certainly not Alina Habba. Ring of Fire is just a few subscribers short of hitting that 1 million subscriber milestone. So if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so and stay up to date with all of the latest from Ring of Fire.